What we're looking at here. Two different situations. If we both walked onto a plane, I would be the pilot. You would be a passenger. I am an innovator. You are an imitator. I'm a leader. You are a follower. I am a winner, and all of you are losers.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers?
I want the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Exit stage left. Exit stage right. There is no place to run. All the fuses in the exit side have been burned out. Now I'm the one doing the challenging.
And starting this moment from now, from this moment on, this will be the moment, starting now, of the genesis of
the Professors of Wrestling.
Dorrian. It spells D-O-R-R-I.
I always put one R for some reason.
That's all good.
It's not on purpose.
Dave, what if
Yes.
we had shirts?
What? I'm sorry, I was not paying attention.
What if we had shirts like the Professors of
I
Wrestling?
think we've talked about that for a long time. I think we've said that on several episodes.
Do you think people would buy them?
We need to put up a poll to see who would buy them.
Okay.
And if we came up with a sticker, what design? Do they want the logo? The Taco Bell thing? What would they be interested in? So, since everybody's at home this week, why don't we just do a poll this week?
Sounds good.
All right.
I'm Dorrian,
I'm Dave.
and we are the Professors of Wrestling, and we want to be Taco Bell famous.
Heck yeah.
So subscribe to the YouTube page. We are working on new content for 2020. Like the Facebook page, let us know what you think, and provide us with feedback and suggestions. Follow us on Instagram at the Professors of Wrestling. Share it all, spread the word, join in the discussion, because we want to be a community.
Most definitely. And this week, again, the sponsor of our show is Ben Owens Music.
Hi, this is Dave from the Professors of Wrestling. I'm at 1803 Plum Street, home of Ben Owens Music, where they've got basses, electric guitars, acoustic guitars, violins, keyboards, guitar pedals, amps, instrument repair, guitar, drum, and piano lessons. Learn from the experts. Ben Owens Music, Valdosta's music store.
We're back. Check out Ben Owens Music. You will not be disappointed. Botch takes. I think
There are none.
I think we caught our own botches last episode.
Yeah, we're getting good at that.
Yes. But I think too, and I was been watching the Stephen Platinum stuff. He's like, if I make a mistake, call me out on it. That's this platform's for it. We're not always right. So call our shenanigans. I think we do have something we need to talk. People we missed or we didn't know their names, but that's not a botch.
Right, we just didn't know their name.
Right on. Shall we move on to news?
Some news. We will be doing live pre-shows March 28th at Stars of Wrestling at Wild Adventures and at GIPW March 29th. We'll also be doing special guest announcing.
Yeah.
So that's pretty exciting for us.
It is. We are putting on, the show's growing.
Yes.
The brand or whatever you want to call it. So it's exciting. And the GIs is Georgia Independent Professional Wrestling up in Macon, Georgia.
I'm excited to go back.
Yeah. I think we need to go up a little early and try some barbecue.
There's barbecue in Macon?
Oh, yeah. Like right off the highway.
Okay.
Like good stuff. Like places you need to stop at. But we digress.
Spinebuster Wrestling Academy is always looking for men and women that want to be the next superstar of the ring. Whether it be as a wrestler, referee, manager, valet, hit them up at 229-300-5729 and let them make your dream come true.
And there was some people from, that was a totally terrible transition. Talk to Rob Hecker, man, I'm totally butchered his name, who was up at Spinebuster's last show. And caught up with him. It was exciting to see that. And if you read the wrestling report, which they used our picture, no credit given. So I'm saying, that would be like, they call that plagiarism. in my world. Sorry, it's an academic, but came up and there was a pretty good review if you read that.
I did. I mean, I'm trying to wonder out why Facebook is blocking those. Like, it's coming back now and saying that this is a bad link, that you can't post stuff from GIPW.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I hit the link this morning and it worked.
Right, it works, but you also get an email from Facebook saying, hey, this doesn't go through. Like, this shouldn't be posted. So I don't know.
Well, Facebook's on crack sometimes.
Yeah.
You want to go into this one? We just got this when I was talking to the people at SWA this morning.
This is straight, as you said, from SWA. After looking at all the facts that they could find and speaking with those they could, SWA has decided to cancel Battlegrounds 20. It was scheduled for March 21st in Pavo, Georgia. Even though it's not them backing down from anything, they have faced quite a bit since they've started in Pavo, Georgia. It does not seem worth the risk to their fans as well as their talent and staff. With the confirmed case in Lowndes County and the testing being done at Archibald Memorial Hospital in Thomas County for possible coronavirus on 3 patients, they hope you understand that we only do this with you in mind. They hope that you understand that. They will be looking into April as this whole news progresses, but as of now, they plan on making Salvation 20 one hell of a night to remember.
And I think first and foremost, as frustrating as we like going to all these independent promotions, we need to look out for ourselves and everybody involved. So it's not just you, the person in there, but also the promoters, the workers. Like, I want to go back and have some of those Pavo nachos.
Yes, I've missed them terribly.
And so we got that, and then those people go back, and it's better safe than sorry. I think it's frustrating. It was like, damn, I'm looking forward to this because the car looked pretty awesome.
Right.
And there was some good build-up in Baker County. Storyline-wise, you got to do what you got to do. And I rather people go, well, why'd you cancel it? Nothing happened. Then if something happens and they didn't cancel it.
And then you had us all out there.
Right.
So.
First episode of The Face of Spinebusters drops on March 16th at 6 p.m. And that is, I know we were talking about this morning. We're going to provide a link to it because it's not on the actual professors. It's part of, but we want to keep things separate so it doesn't keep buried. Is that right?
We don't want to bury the content so that you can see it and keep up with it. So that's why it's on a separate.
So we will provide a link in the show notes to where all that is. And obviously that will be posted on our Facebook page. When all that, and that's going to be where we're posting that whole series that both you and Andrew, who's the unseen member of this Professors of Wrestling.
That is true.
He's like the fifth Beatle, the fourth and third or seventh Green Day member.
Yeah.
On that, but we got a lot of cool stuff planned with what's going on with that. What is that production company called?
Mac Productions.
Mac Productions on that. So, anyway. Moving to audience takes, one we said we needed time to think about and get into was Caitlin Harris's top 10 list of workers that we like. And as I was thinking about it, man, I think one thing we try to stay away from, I mean, we do top 5 lists. Like maybe we go top 5 workers or whatever of the week. We haven't done one of those in a while.
Right.
But on here... Who do you see? Do you want me to go first or you want to go first?
I've been making my list. I have it.
Okay, you go first.
I got Proc the Croc.
Okay.
Stunt Marshall.
Yes.
J2 Strong. Rod Grimes.
Yes.
Mike Payne.
Yeah.
David Ali.
Right.
Lexi Gomez.
Yes.
Now these last 3 are going to be really surprising to you. El Nino, Duke, and Mako.
Okay. As I was thinking about it, I would throw El Nino on my list. So you stall while I write mine down really fast.
So one of the reasons that I picked El Nino is that he can start a show.
Right.
In terms of being a cold open, he knows how to get the fans going. Between him and Ember Cato, they do a great job of working together in tandem to, I guess, antagonize their opponents.
Yeah.
I picked Lexi Gomez in terms of what happened at this past show that everyone's after. Everyone's after her belt. They want to see if they can take it from her. And then I also go with Rod Grimes because the scoundrel is the scoundrel. Because once he comes out, whether he's trying to sell you merch, he's still going to be a heel. J2 Strong with the bounce back coming, and he's been the Spartan champion since, I want to say, October.
Yeah.
And he has been willing to take on all newcomers. I think where Stunt Marshall is, that we are seeing him travel from Macon. We've seen him in Alabama. We've seen him in Valdosta. He is everywhere that, I mean, we're going places that he is, and I think that's really cool. I added in Duke because it's Duke, and he is the GOAT, maybe even here, greatest ref of all time, and I thought that was something. And finally on my list, I got to go with Mako, because Mako, I thought the promo that he did in the slopes was something pretty funny. Okay. He's not worried.
Okay, I think we're gonna have some crossover on this, and I would because you have that. I made some changes to mine. Okay, I'm gonna say El Nino because I was thinking that's a surprise one. It's interesting how he goes between being a valet manager type person to in the ring. Eddie Edible, which I think he does a great job. And on top of that, and this has to do, we saw them up at GIPW, Bryce Cannon or Canyon on there. As much as I'm never going to try Iron Claw or whatever,
Claw.
Iron Claw is what I'm calling it. Iron Claw, because it gets the claws in you, and you think, oh, it's great. He's got a great shtick and gimmick, and I think he's his new ring attire.
That's A1.
He went from kind of like I get the frat boy to like he's elevated his whole game, and that's somebody. Spider in the ring, Catalina Perez, excuse me. Proc, Mako, J2 Strong, Logan Stevens, the AIW like heavyweight champion over there, and Hembra Cato.
So the list you got there.
So that would be my 10 there. And that, I think it changes from time to time. And I think also it changes from who we see on a regular basis. I was thinking about the Soldier. Suicidal Soldier. But like I know we've seen him before, but and if we had gone to Hybrid last weekend, we saw him again. And I think you go, oh yeah, I remember seeing that cat. But anyway, that's the top 10 there. Okay, this is from the YouTube page, and Dose of Reality 420, was it Marionetta? Is that what you're going to say? He gets around, or she, or whoever that is. They posted also on Stephen Platinum stuff, the full disclosure and whatnot. Couple things, and we got messages about this also. The Good Old Boys, which we saw on Baker Counter, we did not know their names.
We were provided with their names.
We got them after we recorded somebody messages, and so for that we apologize. That is the Starling and Ronnie Bass Jr. There is the second generation star, the son of outlaw Ron Bass. So we apologize for not having their names, but we're correcting that right there. It was pointed out by not only Dose of Reality, but several other people had matched as that. Also, Dose of Reality, and we kind of talked about this when we were looking at the comments on there, and it posted on the YouTube page. I don't know how to say it, but you guys, the Georgia people, so I guess we're Georgia people, like Stephen Platinum, who we appreciate any type of shout out, and Tapped Out, are a niche market group specific for your demographic. I agree. I agree. And if you go back, Dose of Reality, we specifically talk about like why we're doing it and what we're going about, because that's who we're covering, and more about that in a second. He goes on to say, I'm from New York, and I follow independent wrestling promotions from all over the world, and some states or territories are the same. I don't much communicate between your team, Professors of Wrestling, the same people that I mentioned before, and other communities such as Michigan Independent Weekly, which are similar to the Georgia guys. What I recommend that you all should do is think globally and pretend the whole world is listening, not just the North and South Georgia. The second thing is somebody needs to go between the Georgia independent scene and other territories. It should be that each territory is represented in a way to make it easy for the casual fan to get the gist of what is going on in every territory. What is your take? I definitely have my thoughts on that. That's a lot, but I think it's an interesting point of view.
It is. I think, because this isn't the first time we've gotten this, but I think people miss that the first word in our name is professors,
Yes.
and that we actually are professors.
Right.
So, well, yes, we would love to go to all the shows against all the territories, but at the end of the day, we still got to teach.
Right.
And then when we start to think globally and to expand outside of Georgia and Alabama and North Florida, then we lose our true purpose or cause of it. We've said it always that we're here to expand on people's perspective of South Georgia wrestling, North Florida, and that Alabama that we're trying to cover. To go like to Michigan, to New York, and even out west, that'd be cool, but what would that help us or help South Georgia and those people?
I think too is when I pitched this idea a little over a year ago to you, and I had my little here's what do you think, because we had been going to these promotions anyway,
Right.
and I said, let's just focus on South Georgia, because and I say this to my students when I talk about social media, there are a million podcasts out there that cover all the big promotions and what's going on, and they do a great job at it. That is a saturated market. Where's the missing link within this? If we were to start a wrestling podcast, nobody talks about what's going on, the going-ons and the regional promotions. So in North Florida, South Georgia, as we kind of get into a little bit of like Eastern Alabama, and like nobody's covering that. And I think that's a definite market, a niche market that is being underrepresented. So why go and talk about what's going on in WWE or whatever it is, WWF, AIEA, All Elite. We briefly talk about NWA because we do go to that, but let's focus on what we like and what we're passionate about. So, and there's only so many hours in the day.
Right.
And this is much more of a passion project for us that we can bring into the classroom and talk about what we do. And as much as I think it's really cool, there's a bunch of independent like promotions out there, I'm not going to be traveling up to Michigan. I'm not going to be as into it, because what got us into is the storylines, and then it was local, and that there was local aspects to it. So
Right. Like I couldn't go to another state and watch an independent promotion.
right.
And then cover it and do it justice if I didn't know the backstory. So I feel like that would actually help.
And we only put out an episode every other week. We do like two a month.
Right.
And then we do that specifically so we can have some time to do other things. And sometimes we miss weeks because stuff comes up. So, again, I appreciate the idea. I think we do think globally.
Yeah.
We have grown from where it's at. So, I mean...
We want to be Taco Bell famous.
Yeah, and we're working towards it. I think we're a step closer to Taco Bell famous. I don't even think we had that saying when we started.
No. I think it just came out of nowhere.
So... Thanks, Destiny, for the feedback. We appreciate it. I think there's some good ideas and intent, but I think we have within our brand, and I know the B word sometimes is a sketchy one to say, or it rubs people the wrong way, and what we want to do in our goals, it's not going to help out South Georgia or Georgia Independent Wrestling, or even North Florida. Anyway, anything else we think we need to add?
No. Thank you for listening.
No, yeah, thank you. Thank you for the feedback. We appreciate it.
We'll try to incorporate some of it.
Yes.
This next one comes from David Willis. If you haven't checked out our interview with David Willis, make sure that you check it out on the YouTube page.
And it's not it's still real to me, David Willis.
No, it is South Georgia Wrestling History nominated for Best Ref of the Year, David Willis.
Yes. Anyway, we're breaking kayfabe right there.
We are.
What does Dave say?
When will Johnny Maverick address the attacks on refs at Spinebuster?
That's kind of like he's getting a little bit into what we're probably talking about from Most Wanted.
I mean, I would say that Duke in the ring, he was every which way. He was getting pummeled. You'd see him come out of a match limping.
Yeah.
Not being able to fully raise his hand. There were some questionable 2 counts in which I really thought, hey, maybe Hayden Price should have won this match.
Well, and he got caught in the Hembra Cato Shalanda Royale sandwich.
Yeah.
Thus by El Nino.
Poor Duke.
I think that's a locker room discussion in there, Duke. So I don't know what is my question to Order 66 there is, how are you going to respond to that?
Imagine this. A silent strike in which the ref doesn't count to 3 in any of the matches.
How would that happen?
They just don't count to 3.
So why is a ref there?
Exactly. Well, no, I mean the ref does more than count to 3.
Right.
But it would be until Johnny Maverick decided that he was going to do more to protect the refs.
So they'd have to get out by like a submission hold.
Yeah.
Okay.
All matches end by submission.
Man, that would take forever. Ever. I don't know. I think so. We throw that out there to Johnny Maverick. Apparently, there's a referee issue in the law that needs to be discussed. So maybe
Protect your refs.
protect your refs out there, Johnny.
Some things to chew on, and I think we covered this first one.
Why do we do this?
Yeah.
Passion,
Passion.
love for it.
It's a great thing to do.
Yeah.
We get to we're getting to bring our students in it
Yeah.
and getting to see them enjoy it, like their faces light up. They're pretty excited.
So
They did a whole vlog on it.
cool.
So
We need to share that. Put that in the link on the Facebook page.
they don't like their vlogs out there in the world.
Well, why do a vlog? That is totally ridiculous.
I don't know, but yeah.
Well, then just write it in a diary like old people did.
But it is a good passion project, and it's great to share that love with everyone.
Right on. South Georgia got called out on Full Disclosure by Stephen Platinum. If you want to go to it, it's episode 49 under that. And at the time marker, if you don't want to sit through the whole thing, it's at about the 20 minute and 35, 34, 33 second mark. They're saying, listen, we got a shout out. Send your stuff. I will temper his language. He is... He doesn't censor himself. We try to watch the language. I like... So, send your stuff to Professors of Wrestling. I think we subscribe to the same thing. All tides, rising tide lifts all ships. So if you send your stuff, you send your promos, you send your ideas, you send your thing, we'll post it.
Yeah,
We don't have an agenda. We want to see everybody be successful on there. So get it to us, help you. The more content, the better it is and raises everybody's profile. We've got it on the profile, so we've really had to think about our content game and getting it up there. So help us, help you. Again, people are sending us matches. We're going to get some stuff up there and promos. Do it. If you have questions, criticism, cool, send it. But again, be patient at the same time. We're doing the best we can. And then the next one, I'm going to go ahead and jump to it. This was in that same episode, or maybe it's the previous episode. I can't remember. He talks about who's a draw in Georgia. That Georgia, everybody's being forward-thinking and promoting. And he talks about, he names off a couple people. Since we're focused on South Georgia, which we've been designated the people that said it, we said, right, what, Macon? Macon is the line of demarcation. Who's a draw in South Georgia?
I think people come to see Mike Payne. I think you gotta go real deep down into South Georgia, but Rod Grimes,
Yeah.
that's deep in there. AMH as a whole,
Yeah.
I think getting to see them all come out and see what they go through, they're definitely a draw.
Logan Creed, which I'd say he draws people in because he's a giant.
Right.
But then he's moved on and there's everything. I'm trying to think of homegrown talent here. People like J2 Strong.
Yes.
Proc. The Southern Strong style in itself is a draw. I would like to see that kind of grow, but I think that comes with experience and getting your brand out there and what you're all about. I think, and I agree with you, AMH has built. People go there to hate on them.
It is.
I know there's probably a lot of other people that we're missing out there. So message us, post up. Maybe that's a question we'll post up on the Facebook page this week.
Who is a draw?
Who's a draw in South Georgia? Which takes us to our reviews of what's going on, and we're going to kick it off with Hybrid, geez, I can't talk today, Hybrid Pro, which happened on March 7th at the VFW Hall, which we definitely want to go back to.
Yes.
Who's the bartender lady?
Nancy. Can't forget her.
No, and also the snack food, the food bar.
A1.
And we weren't there. Full disclosure, I had tickets to Sturgill Simpson last week in Atlanta, so took a little precedent. Again, Stunt Marshall was there with going against Michael F. Enfinger. And Stunt Marshall came out on top because Michael was disrupted by MT2. And as we know, Stunt Marshall and his Rico, his manager, they know how to work whenever distractions happen, work in their favor. Dan Yoder versus Ryan Phoenix. Ryan Phoenix, the former Bred for War, or they're both former Bred for War members in a Kiss My BUTT match. And Ryan Phoenix was the winner. I looked for images on their page. I didn't see whether it was completed or not, so we're going to just assume.
Man, Don Yoder.
Yes. There was also, after that, a three-way match with MT2 versus T-Bird versus the Confederate Kid. MT2 was the winner with the roll-up, holding the tights after the bell. Michael Enfinger came back to try out his RKO, but MT2 avoided it, which is going to lead to April 4th in Daleville, Alabama, the Family Festival. The Commissioner Scream asked if the crowd would like to see a match. So that looks like that's going to be a rematch on April 3rd at the festival out there. Six City versus War and Beast. This ended up a member of Six City couldn't make it, so it was a handicap match. Thus, War and Beast won pretty handily with that one. Then Street Bandit.
Oh, man.
Versus Logan Stevens, the AIWF Southern Junior Heavyweight Champion, in a handcuffs and a pole match on that one. And we're looking into here is Logan got him first with a double axe handle off the top to hit Brandon and won the match right there, thus holding on to his title. And in that kind of like the rubber match with that. The Pop Star and his Pop-Tarts, Johnny Romano. Versus the hybrid champion Caliman. That is a colorful. What's Caliman's catchphrase? It's all good or something like that.
I forgot it.
If we forgot it, please let us know.
What is Caliman's catchphrase?
Catchphrase again. It's all good. That's what it probably should be. Caliman holds on to that belt after a hard fought battle. Though they thought Johnny Romano was going to walk away with it.
He's looking for his other boot. Caliman is still looking for...
Yes, there's a lot of stealing of stuff lately.
Right? Belts and boots.
Suicidal Soldier and the versus the hybrid national champion Cameron Thomas. Cameron Thomas won this hard-winning one. Suicidal Soldier is very much a high flyer, coming back and forth. But, again, Cameron came out on top. April 4th in Daleville, Alabama, the Family Festival. We heard some of the matches, but all the champions from Hybrid Pro will be there. Plus, former WWF and WCW talent battling Bill Weaver. As they're also April 18th, they will be back at the VFW. We need to put that on our calendar.
Got it.
In Daleville, Alabama. And remember, we're an hour ahead of them when planning that. Or maybe we just go at the regular time so we have some more time.
For Taco Bells.
Taco Bells on the way in. So check it out. Any changes happening, we will let you know. Check out the Facebook page. Which brings us to...
Spinebuster.
Yes.
And Most Wanted.
Mm-hmm.
This was last Wednesday at Mathis Auditorium. Show started off. It was announced that Lexi Gomez got a chance to go up to NXT. And this one, you could see... Based off this announcement, a certain faction or group came out. Prince Handsome, Embricato, and El Nino, wondering about their matches. And the Best Dressed GM had a plan for them all.
Yes.
So that first match led you into Brother Azrael versus Prince Handsome, and Embricato and El Nino in his corner. I think for this match, when we start talking about one of Brother Azrael's best open matches that we've seen him go through,
yeah,
this ranks up there with something that he was prepared for. He knew how to work the crowd. He was definitely on his game about how to keep up with someone, I guess, of Prince Handsome's momentum. And this really stood out to me as one of his better matches.
I want to say, this is why... I know a GM's role in any promotion can be controversial. It can be annoying at the same time. This helps move storyline along. It helps understand when stuff happens. Whoa, why is this happening? Comes out, gives a little interstitial. Okay, that makes sense. And I think Johnny, right now, One of the top GMs in South Georgia.
Yeah. This next one we go into Catalina Perez versus Reagan Fire. And again, we're starting to get with those. You'll see that it's a level of all these people trying to go for Lexi's belt. It's how can Catalina Perez put herself over the top to be someone who is the number one contender for the belt? Mm-hmm. How can she outdo Embricato and Shalandra Royale?
Yeah.
And with this match, what we saw was great groundwork. You saw that the momentum from the kicks as well as the punches were on point from every which corner. And I was just filming the match, but to go back and see how she handled this match, you saw a definite improvement in past matches.
Most definitely agree with that one, which brought us to
Alex Todd versus the Scorcher. It's like big brother versus little brother.
Yeah, it was like the Battle of the Islands, the Puerto Rican versus the Hawaiian.
I mean, cool. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I'm just trying to build up some. I think
It was hype.
Battle of the Islands.
Battle of the Islands. I can see that one. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. And I think this was the first time to see Alex Todd actually do something in the ring, because in the last, I think and maybe the first time we saw him was at that their take on a battle royal. We had to do the pen or the whatever, and there was just so much going on.
So the crowd couldn't really focus.
Yeah.
But I mean, he definitely made his debut in Spinebuster, and to go against the Scorcher, someone who we see on the rise, and he get that kind of feedback and I guess help.
Yeah.
Definitely improved and would want to see.
I'm gonna call out the Scorcher here. Raise your game.
I
think there's a couple people we need to do, and maybe we get the end of it, but he's one of those people we like raise your promo game up. And, because I think there's untapped potential there. And maybe these wrestlers don't see it within themselves, and I think Scorcher is one of them.
What if we just get him on a beach at the middle of the night, and out of nowhere you see fire pop out?
Yeah.
And he pops in front of the camera, and he's just like, South Georgia, I'm headed to you.
I think that would be an awesome. That's a free idea, Scorcher.
I have a ton of them that are free. So the Scorcher won, and that was great, and we look forward to seeing what happens next to that. Here comes, I would say, one of the matches of the night.
Okay.
Embricato versus Shalandra Royale. Number one contender versus someone who is a face of Spinebuster. Mm-hmm. Shalandra Royale avoided attacks from El Nino. She avoided attacks from Embricato. She had to work with Duke being out of it for a minute.
In the sandwich right there, thanks to El Nino.
Right. It was a definitely fought back kind of match in which she proved that she could go ahead and face Lexi.
Yeah.
Next comes a match that I think you would like. It is Southern Strong Style versus AMH. AMH in the sense that you have Hunter Mako, you have J2 Strong. These two haven't seen each other in a match where they can fight each other since, I would say, October.
Right.
You can be heard quoting J2 Strong, he saw red.
Yeah.
He was very distracted in this match with Hunter Mako, and to which it even cost him the match.
I don't see. This is where you would hope Proc the Croc would kind of even temper that, because this was a back and forth match, and you see a lot of young talent in there, but they're all on the upswing. But like I wanted Proc to be the voice of reason in there. You won the belt. You took it from the champion that had it over 365 days.
That's longer than a year.
It is. You're representing. You're on the upswing. You're starting, after being out with that injury for so long, starting to get more of that heat. You're starting to get more pops from the crowd. You won. And then just to let that distract you, because he could have pinned him.
Oh, yeah.
Could have pinned him.
And it would have been over.
So I would be interested to be the fly on the wall. What was the locker room discussion between Proc and J2 Strong? Because as much as we've had heat with Preston and AMH in the past, like, I can't take away when they see an opportunity. Any of these heels, when they see, whether it's, Rod Grimes, whether it's, Stunt Marsh and David Ali, they're going to see those opportunities. They're going to see those cracks and they're going to jump on it. And that kept them from being J2 belts strong.
And then what is it? I don't know if you saw the dive out by Mako.
Yeah.
Great. There was great moments in this match to where I was like, wow, Southern Strong Style should have won this. The Gator roll, the Strong roll. Mm-hmm. You saw J2 Strong, what is it? Antagonize Preston by doing his move of the strong parts. So
it was a back and forth. It was a good tag team.
It was definitely a good tag team. So we'll have to see what goes next. Mm-hmm. Will they ever get another shot?
I think they need to cool down. I think they need to figure something out. Because I think if it's going to go back, they're just going to lose again.
Yeah.
Which brought us to the main event. David Ali, current Titan champion, and one of our favorites, Flash and Cash, Hayden Price.
Man, I was really... That was the day I was like, man, I'm filming it, but I truly hope Hayden Price wins this.
Yeah.
I mean, he had multiple opportunities to take down David Ali.
Yeah.
But with David Ali being as crafty as he is, he ran around the ring, took his time outside, held ropes, did whatever he could to actually make it happen to where it wasn't there. And then
there was also
some interference.
Yeah, a little bit surprising.
Very surprising. Towards that end of the match, you see Shalandra Royale get into the ring. It's right when, I guess, Hayden Price is going to hit his finishing move, and she gives him a low blow.
Yeah. And, this again, David, a.k.a. Duke Silver's like, hey, man, Johnny Maverick, what are we doing? We got to protect the refs.
Like, I am hurt.
Hurt on that. He was hurt. So it's going to be interesting to see where that relationship goes and how that's going to impact AMH.
Yes. Well, if this is an addition to AMH, how will Shalandra Royale and Catalina Perez and David Ali all get along? Because I thought the Queen Pin and David Ali were a thing.
Yeah.
But...
so you have the Godfather of Valdosta wrestling.
Right.
You have... What is David Ali? The Savior?
Yeah. Okay.
Where is that going? Which is going to take us to Aftermath.
April 8th at Mathis Auditorium, 7 p.m. bell time.
As of right now, we have Hayden and Ali, Royale, Lexi, Hanson, and Cass on the card. There's definitely going to be a bout for the number one for the Spartan belt and a tag team match. But we'll know as soon as we find out what's going on, and our inside people let us know what's going on at Spinebuster. We'll let you know, but that's all we know at this point in time.
All we know. Which brings us next to Broken Bones Wrestling. Saturday, February 15th for a one-night tournament for the first ever Broken Bones Championship. I truly want to know who won.
Yes. So if somebody out there knows
who won,
could you please let us know? I think it's so close. And did we upset somebody at Broken Bones? I hope not. But also, due to a conflict in schedule, they will be Saturday, April 4th instead of March 28th. They're coming back to Waycross. They'll be in Madison, Florida on April 4th, And then April 18th, they'll be at Waycross. Card to be announced and more information to come soon. So, again, if you are on the inside or know somebody on the inside of Broken Bones, reach out to us. Help us help you.
Because I truly want to know who your champion is.
100%.
Maybe that should go on a shirt.
Yes.
Who's your champion? Sunbelt, March 28th at Wild Adventures Stars of Wrestling. So far, what we know from the card, there's a tag team championship. It's the Kings of Mayhem versus That Classic Tag Team. And then it's Ray Fury versus Stunt Marshall and John Davis versus Logan Creed. Now, out of this and what we've seen, I've seen John Davis versus the Storm.
Yeah.
And that guy, he is.
He's like a legend. He's like an indie legend.
So that's going to be something interesting to see how he goes up against the Beast.
And as far as I know, this thing is still happening. I reached out to the people at Sunbelt before we started hit record. So again, please stay tuned. And also, we're doing a pre-show live before then.
So that's very exciting to see.
Yes. And as for other news going on, they're going to be adding more shows soon. So I'm interested to see where 2020 goes with Sunbelt and all the fundraisers they're doing.
Yes. Southern States Championship Wrestling is returning after a 4-year hiatus to Nashville, Georgia on May 2nd. It's put on shows since 2003 around South Georgia and is returning for a special event. The people from Sunbelt are helping out. It's an anti-bullying campaign at the Berrien County Middle School in Nashville, Georgia. Bell time is 7 p.m. and the card will be showing you one day once it gets in.
Well, that's in May, so we got time on there. But definitely look for us to do a sit down with Mr. Saturday Night himself and talk about this, because I think this is something
we're passionate about.
We're passionate about because we're so thankful for Jimmy Peoples letting us take part in the anti-bullying event that happened over in Thomasville.
Yeah,
and we're excited to probably do. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say we're gonna do another pre-show before this one,
because I think anti-bullying means a lot.
Yeah.
So.
It's a cause we stand behind, and it's definitely it's going to be a good show because we know we have great talent up here. I mean, again, we're getting recognition. We just need to keep that machine going on there. So look forward to those things, and again, more as we get along in the future here.
SWA, they were scheduled for Battlegrounds 2020.
Canceled.
It has been canceled, but here's what could have been.
Yeah.
And some matches that I think who would have won. Nightmare Syndicate versus El Nino and his mystery partner.
Who could have the mystery partner been?
Prince Handsome.
I agree.
And with that one, I would have had Nightmare Syndicate winning. And then, what is it? It was a kendo stick on top of a 10-inch pole.
That's a 10-foot pole.
10-foot pole.
Is it then it's like a stick. You got a stick on a stick. 10 foot is a pole.
That's see, this is why I don't teach math.
Yeah.
Preston Veston versus the king of the lightweights.
Yeah.
Chris Spider. I feel like through some interference, Chris Spider would have won this.
Yeah.
You got the AIWF Southern Middleweight Tournament, match number 2.
Yeah.
Little Luscious versus Big Deal Ryan.
Is it Lil?
Little? L-I-L?
Lil? Yeah.
Yeah. Big Deal Ryan Holland.
Yes.
I just gotta take a smooth guess. I mean, Big Deal. I would have gone with Big Deal Ryan Holland.
I don't, and until we see some of these, I imagine we have seen some of these people, and if we have, call us out on it.
Right.
I mean, in all honesty, we go do a lot of promotions, and it blends together. I'm like, oh yeah, and then it's more facial recognition than the name recognition, because maybe they've changed their gimmick too.
They're upgrading.
Yes.
And then, what is it? AIWF Southern Women's Championship. It would have been Eliza Hayes versus the Queen of the Dark Web, Ember Cato. No doubt in my mind, Ember Cato would have won this because she is a fighting champion.
Yeah.
And everywhere she goes.
As it hurts us to say that.
It does. But she wins. And that's great. And then also, an appearance, it would have been Persia Pierce.
Yep.
Hoodstar Dark Rage, Soviet Assassin, the Integrator, Malik Bosit, and yeah.
I don't know what that is. Anyway, we'll ignore that part right here.
I try.
That's what happens. I cut and paste really well. Georgia Independent Professional Wrestling, or GIPW, March 29th at the Thirsty Hippo. We are going back there again to do a live pre-show, and also we got asked to guest commentate, which is our first foray into that world. I'm excited. It'll be good practice as we get ready for the Spinebuster pilot. Did we already talk about that?
We have not.
All right. So, whoops. Bell time, 5 p.m. Do you want to go through the list there?
Sean Angelo Montana versus Troy Navarro. You got Frat Party versus Voodoo and Scratch. Renegade Enforcer versus Clyde Braddock, the Grand Designer.
That's gonna be. I'm gonna put a star on that one. That's about. I'm gonna like. Those are two. I think the Renegade Enforcer. kind of surprised.
Surprised me with his mobility and flight.
Yeah, and Tanchinos and a belt versus like Clyde Broderick, he's just a beast.
So it's going to be interesting to see, can the Grand Design pick up the Enforcer?
Yes.
Transcendent versus Toombs County Connection. West Coast Kings versus Brothers in Arms. We saw them getting made fun of, Brothers in Arms.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, stand up.
Yeah.
Luke Stone versus Tony James. And then I think this one's a pretty hype one.
Yeah.
Skrilla versus Mr. Right. Now this one, I'm hoping that I can see who the real champion that is, Skrilla, come back to the forefront.
Right.
And maybe when I first saw him, it was just an off night in which he needed his enforcer to help him.
100%.
So.
But I think we got sent some video from Skrilla's people that we need to check out, and some other promotions up in that area, up farther north, outside of our driving, expanded driving area on that one. But I think like the two things I have marked on here is I'm looking forward to see the Renegade versus Clyde Broderick, because I think two beasts. I think that's always going to be a good one. So, and looking forward to commentating.
Yes.
For that one.
It'll be interesting. I'll do my research.
Yes.
Pose is back.
After a long
hiatus.
Yes.
They're back. April 18th at Central Square Complex Gym in Douglas, Georgia.
Well, you almost said Waycross.
But I caught it.
Yes, you did.
They will be there for sacrifice. Please make sure that you follow them on their Facebook so that you can get the promo code, because the Storm will be in attendance.
It'd be a while since we've seen the Storm.
Storm.
Yes.
So use that promo code, Storm.
I think it'll be a good point to see is this the new Storm?
How has that legacy changed?
Yeah, how has it changed his legacy?
Maybe he's a heel now.
Yes. So I was told we need to make an appointment to go to that one from some inside peeps.
Gotcha.
Not to sound dirt sheety, but it's like we need to attend to that one. Anyway.
Food reviews.
We went to the Taco Bell in the Valdosta area on the one on Ashley Street, so it's on the north end of town. And as always, I don't know, well...
When I go to that one, they're always nice people.
Yeah.
Like, they may take a long time, but they're nice.
Yes. To which the one on the south side of town...
They're just like, it's 10:30, we need you out.
Yeah. I think we're pretty respectful. We understand that. We don't make a lot of mess.
No, we clean our mess up.
And we're getting the new punch thing, self-service.
Yeah, or A1 on it.
Yes.
Know what you order.
We're figuring it out. Looking forward to see what the next promotion is for Taco Bell.
Yes.
On that one. Also, I had a doctor's appointment, and where you do the testing, and you can't eat. Mm-hmm. And you can't drink anything other than water, like after midnight. And I was like going in the morning so I can get that done and go ahead and eat, because I'm gonna get hungry. And on the way back, much as I should have done it, try to watch what I eat, but the Wendy's breakfast. And I'm gonna say the Baconator sausage sandwich and their potato wedges. I think that's, what did I say, the number 7, the number 6, or whatever.
Number 7?
Number 7. The number 7, top choice.
Okay.
And it's drive-through only. I'm not a drive-through guy, but, because I tried to go inside and they're like, oh, the doors are locked, so they make you go through the drive-through.
Dang.
So, but, potato wedges, choice, and that whatever their sausage is, different. So, if you're normally I'm not normally like a fast food breakfast person. I like to eat at home, like the slow pace. I think probably is better for you in the long run. But Wendy's breakfast, worth a choice. Go for the number 6 or 7, the Baconator sandwich in there. Excellent. Par excellent. I think they're going to give McDonald's a run for their money when it comes to breakfast.
Good to know.
Yes.
So, I'm Dorrian, and you can find me on Twitter at D2Baber.
I'm at Dave, and I'm at... I totally just botched myself there, didn't I?
Yeah.
I'm Dave, and you can find me on Twitter at justaprofessor as well as Instagram.
We are the Professors of Wrestling, and we want to be Taco Bell famous, so subscribe to the YouTube page. We are working on new content for 2020. Like the Facebook page. Let us know what you think and provide us with feedback and suggestions. Follow us on Instagram at The Professors of Wrestling. Share it all, spread the word, and thank you for listening.